Viewer discretion is advised on this video. If you are sensitive and you are easily triggered with your mental health conditions, please don't watch this video. This video is very raw, and this video is putting me and showing me in a very vulnerable position. So please, if you're easily triggered and you think something that I might say might trigger any part of your condition, please don't watch. But if you do support mental health awareness, if you do want to raise mental health awareness, if you do support mental health and you're an advocate of that, then this is the video for you. Because I'm going to be totally honest with you what my life has been like for the last 2 years living with mental illness. Now let's go back. When I first started this YouTube channel, it was built on me creating like a video diary so I could process what was going on in my head and I could talk that through. So I could process it, talk about it, and get it out of my head and speak it out. It helped me process what I was going through, as well as obviously getting the help from the mental health professionals. So how that started was in February of 2022. If you haven't watched any of my videos before and you're new to the channel, those videos are on there, so you can see my journey over the last 2 years through mental health. But going back, just to give you a brief overview, in February of 2022, I had tried to end my life again in the May. And since then, I've been suffering with post-traumatic stress disorder, clinical depression, an anxiety disorder, a hypertension disorder, and I have nightmares every single night. I have flashbacks of traumatic events in my life every single night. It's because at those certain times in my life, I didn't deal with those traumas. I didn't process those traumas the way they needed to be. So I paid for it in later life. So in February of 2022, when I had my breakdown, I completely lost my mind. Didn't go back to work, was self-harming, cutting myself, really depressed, really down, didn't want to get out of bed. My thoughts were always negative. My thoughts turned to suicide too many times. I was really struggling to deal with those past memories coming back into my life and coming back to the forefront of my life. And since then, it's been massively challenging for me because it's one of the bravest things that you'll ever have to do is keep going and keep living, even though everything in your brain is telling you that you should give up, that you shouldn't continue living because you don't deserve to. That is the bravest thing you can ever do, is continue to live when your brain tells you you shouldn't. So this is a message to you out there. If you're continuing, I'm proud of you, but it's massively challenging, and it's not going to be easy. Yes, you will face challenges when you talk about your mental health issues. You will have to deal with those traumas by sitting in the darkness. Over the last 2 years and getting the help that I need and reaching out and asking for help, I've managed to get myself into a more stable position. I have 2 counsellors, one for trauma and one for PTSD. So I have 2 types of counselling, one for specifically for PTSD and one for, trauma therapy. Both talking therapies, so I have 2 counsellors. I'm on medication, I'm participating fully with my counsellors, I'm looking at the traumas, I'm dealing with the traumas, I'm revisiting the traumas, I'm discussing the nightmares, I'm discussing the flashbacks, but it hasn't been easy. It's been the most painful 2 years of my life. All the negative feeling, I lost that light that you have inside of you. My life became very dark. Through all the pain, through all the tears, through all the cutting, through all the bleeding, I didn't want to be alive. I thought my life had run its course and I wanted it to be over. It was other people that turned my thought process around and forced me and helped me and encouraged me and empowered me to get help, to reach out and ask for help, because I felt as a man I shouldn't be feeling this way. I was ashamed of I was ashamed of the person that I was ashamed that I hadn't dealt with what I've been through emotionally. And I've made many mistakes in my life. I'm no saint. I've made many mistakes, and if I could change them I would, but I can't, and it almost cost me my life. My past traumas almost cost me my life because I didn't deal with them, and I mentally exploded on myself, and some of the scars on my soul and some traumas will never heal. I have learned that I can live with that, and I am strong enough to fight against that, asking for help through starting the conversation surrounding the stigma and discrimination about mental health. Talking can save a life. A conversation is a very powerful thing. So if you're struggling in silence, please don't, because you'll only go down the road that I did. I'm lucky to be alive today. 2 suicide attempts on my life and the numerous times that I've self-harmed. I shouldn't be here, but I've learned to understand that everything that I've been through ultimately is forging me into the person that I'm meant to be. So everything that's happened on purpose. I had to go through these things. I had to experience the breakdown to come out the other side, because my mind and body told me it was enough. You need to stop and you need to deal with these things. So please, before it's too late, don't go down the roads that I did. Don't take the road of just packing everything inside and trying to deal with it yourself. You don't have to live the last 2 years that I have, because believe me, most people wouldn't have survived, and I'm surprised that I did. It was days full of darkness. It was horrible to be around. I wanted to end my life every single day. I was disappointed when I'd wake up the next day because I didn't want to wake up, and even when I do wake up from the nightmares, I revert back to the self-harming, because that's the only thing that snaps me out of that mood. Don't go down the road I did. Don't take the roads I did. If you know there's something wrong, please reach out and ask for help. Please don't suffer in silence. Please start the conversation surrounding mental illness, because believe me, the last 2 years have been the hardest of my life, and I don't know how I've done it. I need to give myself a bit more credit for getting up and fighting on every single day, because every single day my mind was telling me to give up. Those flashbacks, those nightmares were telling me to give up. Everything in my brain was telling me to die, but something inside my heart kept me going, and that was people. You need good people around you. You cannot let the past keep hold of you. I did, and it almost cost me my life. I don't want it to cost you yours. Let pain go. Let hate go. Let resentment go. Let jealousy go. Life is too short for any of that, and living with mental illness is one of the most challenging things you'll ever have to do. But I know you can do it. You are strong enough to beat this. You can ask for help. You deserve help. So start the conversation surrounding it. Mental Health Diaries is here for you. This is a mental health YouTube channel for you. I tried to combine my life coaching and my mental health content, but I decided to change my mind, and I've reverted back to this is purely 100% a mental health awareness channel, the Mental Health Diaries. I do have another channel now because I am a fully certified, fully qualified life coach, so you can follow me on YouTube as well, the MHD, the Mental Health Diaries Life Coach, but that's a separate channel now. My life coaching content will be on that channel, and this channel will always be about mental health awareness, because that's what it was built on. That's what this channel was designed to help with, and I didn't want to confuse the two things, and I made a mistake of trying to do that, and I wanted this channel to be about challenging discrimination and ending the stigma surrounding mental illness. And I promise you, if you're strong enough, it's worth it, because you find so much. You will find out so much about yourself. You will go to places that you never thought you could go, and you will come out of those places even stronger. Mental illness is no joke. Mental illness isn't a trend. Mental illness takes too many lives. 600,000 men per year take their life due to suicide because of mental health problems. That's 2,000 men a day and 14,000 men a week. That is way too many. And the reason those numbers are so high is because so many people are not being honest with themselves about needing help. First thing you need to do is find that acceptance that you need help. Once you accept it, you will ask for it. So accept that you can't do this alone, because you don't have to do it alone. Mental illness is no trend, and it's a fucking nightmare. A daily fucking nightmare that will keep you down if you let it. That will beat you down every single day and keep you on the floor if you let it. It ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It will test you in ways you never thought that you would be tested. It will take you to places in your mind that you never knew existed. But if you survive it, you'll come out even stronger. And I know you can do it, because if I can survive the last 2 years and everything I've done to myself, and in some of the worst times, I would sit there bawling my eyes out, cutting myself just to get through the day, not wanting to live, regretting being alive, hating being alive. I was at that point. That's how low I was. Could not go through the day without cutting, crying, and wanting to end my life. And the last 2 years have been such a personal journey for me. I found out so many different things about myself, and I've discovered a purpose, and I've discovered that I can challenge my mind, that I can live with the PTSD, I can deal with the anxiety, and I can deal with help and with support. But recently, my counsellor and I have been talking, and she gave me 2 tests to do, 2 online tests, one for ADHD and one for autism. And I scored highly on both tests. So now it's being looked into that I might also have ADHD and a bit of autism within me. So, I've gone from PTSD, depression, anxiety, having all of that, and I now have to deal with a possible diagnosis of ADHD and autism as well. So my mental health is massively challenging. My mental health beats me down every single day. I'm just fucking tired of living this life, but I have to. I need to forgive myself for those past mistakes, and the only way I can beat my trauma, the only way I can live with my trauma, is if I feel better about myself, if I have a better relationship with myself, and if I allow myself to be forgiven. I can't change the mistakes of the past. My problem is I never let go of the past. It was so ingrained into me that I couldn't let it go. And then it wouldn't let go of me. That's where all the trouble started. That's where the breakdown happened. And I know there's some of you out there who feel this way about their mental health as well. And I know some of you are going through some challenges like I am. I know that some of you have different mental health disorders to me. What we can agree on is mental illness is fucking hard. And what we can agree on is that those numbers are too high. We are losing too many good people because they're scared to talk about their mental illness, in fear of judgment, in fear of ridicule, in fear of discrimination, or in fear of stigma. We will only change this narrative if we talk about our mental health openly and put yourself out there and put yourself in a vulnerable position. I'm being as honest as with you as I don't want you to go through what I've been through, because it's been hell. But once you're in hell, you don't just stop, you keep going, because you will get out the other side. Everything you want from life, everything that you is on the other side of hell. So take yourself out of hell, take yourself out of your comfort zone, and become the person you were meant to be. You can survive these last 2 years of mental illness. You can survive what you're going through. Whatever your challenges are, you can win, and you will win, because we can do this together. The Mental Health Diaries channel is here and purely about raising awareness and talking about men's mental health, and especially mine, because mine's evolving. I'm experiencing PTSD, I'm experiencing nightmares, depression, anxiety, self-harm, but now I've got this possible ADHD and autism diagnosis as well. So I'm facing more challenges. My mental illness is evolving over time, but I'm in a position now where I want to talk about my mental health, because I want people to understand that they don't have to put themselves through the same things that I put myself through. You can change all of that by talking and by being open. It's not a sign of weakness. It takes immense courage and immense strength to talk about mental illness and raise awareness. Be a part of the solution. We're born a champion. We were all born champions. Some of us just haven't found our belts yet. I know you're fed up and I know it's hard, but we can fucking do this. I've been where you are. I'm living where you are. I've been at rock bottom. I'm all too familiar with it. I've done the self-harming. I've attempted twice to take my life. I've been there. Believe me, I know you can survive. I can survive. We can survive. And we can all raise awareness surrounding mental health. The last 2 years of my life have been the hardest of my life. Physically, mentally, emotionally. And I'm a broken man. I'm putting those pieces back together slowly. I found something I'm passionate about. And that is raising mental health awareness. And also I found purpose in becoming a life coach. So please make sure you check out my other channel, the MHD Life Coach. You'll see our badges are the same. The Mental Health Diaries Life Coach. I do have a separate channel for that now. This is my mental health channel. So please follow me over there if you do need coaching in the future, whether it be in life or your professional life. I can do that. I'm a fully certified, fully professional life coach, and I found passion in that. I found purpose in that whilst on my mental health journey. So if I can do that, you can do that. Let's raise mental health awareness together. Let's change the narrative and let's get those figures down. Please do not discriminate against people. Even with mental illness will be one of the hardest things you ever have to do, but you will survive and you will come out stronger for it, and you will be the person that you were meant to be. So hang in there, don't give up, keep moving forward, and believe that things will get better. Do not let the past keep hold of you. Get the help that you deserve. Together, let's end discrimination, and together, let's raise mental health awareness. Thank you for watching today. Look after your family and friends, and I'll speak to you all soon on the Mental Health Diaries. Take care. Goodbye.